How about now? Is there audio now?
Let us know if you can hear us
Let us know.
now.
Let us know if you could hear us now. Somebody said there was no audio. Oh my goodness gracious.
Let
Okay.
us know if you can hear us now.
Darren said good evening. Can't
Still
hear
can't
y'all.
hear.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Hold on 1
Yes,
second.
you can hear us. Darren,
All
you
right.
can hear us.
Cool.
Good now. Okay.
Cool.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. So let me start over. Those
Yes,
of you
say
who,
all those things again.
oh yeah. Those of you who read lips know that I was just praising the lovely lady here to my right. If you're not
Oh,
familiar with who we are, I'm Oliver. This is my lovely, beautiful, sexy, voluptuous, wonderful wife.
you said fantastic. Too.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Many adjectives that I used when the sound wasn't working. So if you're here with us live right now, we would love for you to share it. Even if you're in the watching the replay, we would love for you to share it. The more people that jump in the conversation, the better the conversation gets.
Yep. Yep.
This is Have a Conversation After Dark. It is merely a time where we toss out different topics, allow everybody to take a swing at it. And the
Mhm.
whole goal is to get people talking. These conversations that we have are made up of topics that often we come across in our coaching sessions with the couples that we have the privilege to serve. Sometimes they are conversations we've never heard. Uh, I grew up in church. There are conversations that sometimes I don't hear in church. They might be taboo conversations, but whatever it is, the goal is to get people talking. Last week was a great discussion. If you were not here for a part of that, or if you were not here to take part in that, go back and check that out on any platform that you're watching this on right now. All right. We got Darren in the house, and I know that because Darren and his lovely wife, Mrs. Humboldt 5, said that there was no sound, but we're good now. All right. So we're here. Listen, let's get into it. And as people jump in, they can jump in the comments.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
All right, here we go. If you read the title and the description for this evening, we are talking about meeting needs. We're talking about meeting your spouse's needs, right? The title of this is You Can't Meet All of My Needs.
Mm-hmm.
You can't meet all of my needs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the question, and we're going to jump right into the question. The question is this: is your spouse supposed to meet all of your needs?
I kind of don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so because I'm thinking along the lines of when couples come into relationship,
Mhm.
uh I want to say broken,
Mm-hmm.
using that term loosely. I think it's unfair
Mm-hmm.
for me as a broken person or a broken wife to think that you should be able to fix everything. Here we go again with the
I
hand
forgot to turn it
gestures.
off. Don't worry about it.
Should be able to fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
I, I think that that's a little unfair. Now, sometimes I know that people go into relationships and they are broken, and the relationship itself helps them to heal and stuff like that, along with other things. But I'm just saying, for you to be able to just fix everything that's wrong with me, or be able to just meet every need, I think that could be a little unrealistic.
Okay. It looks like the women that are in the comments, Miss Humbled 5 says nope.
Hmm.
Married with Benefits says big no.
Big no.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? And of course, I'm going to take this. I'm gonna go left with this, as I or often do in all of these, right? But we'll do that in just a second. Lenore is in the house. What's up,
What's
Leonore?
up, sis?
Your spouse compliments you, not completes you.
Completes you. Yep.
Okay, so are there
Oh,
needs? Darren said, "Go there."
you know he's gonna. He always
so,
does.
here's the thing. Before I go there, what you described fixing, right?
Hmm. Completing, like Lenore said.
So, were you thinking about any particular needs when you said that?
Mm, no, not really.
Okay. Okay. Miss Humbled 5 said, even if you're not broken, no one person can meet all of
All
your
of your
needs.
needs.
Okay.
Agreed. Agreed.
Okay. So think about this question when I give my example of where this came from for me,
Hmm.
right? What needs should be fulfilled by your spouse?
That depends on the person
Well,
and the relationship.
okay. So hold that thought. I was watching a video, um, and I often watch these types of videos because honestly, for me, it's research. I want to know what's happening in the culture,
Okay.
right? So I'm watching this video of this woman who is in the polyamorous lifestyle.
Hmm.
She has two husbands. No,
Okay.
they're not. I don't know if she's married to them. I can't remember. But let's call it two husbands. She's got two men in her life. They are both aware of each other. They all three of them hang out.
Hmm.
Her uh, argument was that no one man can meet her needs. And as such, she needs different men in her life to meet certain needs. She has some people that are more for the conversation and the communication, and some people that are more for the affection and the sexual stuff. And
Hmm.
there's some people that are more for, and she listed a bunch of stuff, right? Yes, Married with Benefits. That's exactly what it's called. It's called research. it's, called, it's called research. So my question now is, going back to that question, are there certain needs that should be fulfilled only by your spouse?
Well, since you put it that way, of course, sexually, because you know, you're not gonna be sleeping around because your needs are not being met sexually. So yeah, that.
So what, okay, before I keep going, what else? Darren said that's just plain greedy.
I know, right? Um, I don't know. Go ahead. I can't think of anything else right now.
Here's the reason why I'm asking, right? And the reason why I'm even posting this question to everybody is because I believe that there a Leonore said that's why we need Jesus. The reason why I'm asking that question
It's
is
true.
because of this, right? And we've seen this with our clients that
Mm-hmm.
come from varying ideologies, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have some that come from the school of thought that says, your now that said I do and you've become one, you should now be looking to that person that you became one with to meet your needs,
Yeah.
no matter what they are, right? Then you have the school of thought that says no one person can do that for you. So, and we're not here to designate which is right and which is wrong, but I'm saying all of that to say in the event that your spouse cannot meet all of your needs, where do you get them met?
Jesus, like Lenore said, it's true. I mean, you can't. There's no comeback for that.
There isn't. Can I, at, at the risk of sounding sacrilegious, let me get these comments first before I say what I'm going to say. Ms. Humbleside said, whatever you signed up for, you definitely should honor, but needs can change. I agree with that. Needs can change.
Needs can change.
And I got a question about that in a second. Your spouse is not Jesus. God promised to supply all your needs.
Yep.
Okay. Darren is laughing because Darren knows.
Mm-hmm.
Darren's been around here long enough to know that I'm digging a hole, but that's okay. I'm digging it on purpose. I'm digging it on purpose. So at the risk of sounding sacrilegious, and for context, knowing that I am forget the disclaimer. I'm trying to be careful. Outside of Jesus, which I'm not disputing, if I come to you and say, "Hey, I list 3 needs: A need, B need, C need. These are things that are important to me." You're not doing that you're not fulfilling that for me. What realistically can I do to make sure those needs are met? And now, and hear me, a lot of times when we hear this about not needs not being met, we automatically think sexually. So I don't want you to necessarily, yes, encompass that, but I'm just saying generally there's a need for anything that you aren't getting or that I'm not getting. Realistically, where can I get that from?
I can't give you another answer because I don't.
And that's what I want to throw on the table, because here's the thing. Many people make poor choices
Mm-hmm.
based on the fact that they don't feel like their spouse can meet all of their needs. And I'm not talking about just sexually, I'm talking about anything.
Yeah.
The need for companionship, the need for laughter, the need for
But
whatever.
but see, all of that stuff I feel like you would have known before you got married. And if you ignored it, that's on you. You don't know that your spouse cannot meet your companionship needs until after you get married. You don't know that your spouse does not have a sense of humor or enough laughter to carry you until after you get married.
But I
I
think somebody in the comments said your needs change, right? So
okay.
some of that you might know, maybe some of that you don't know,
And maybe your needs change. And
or they changed, right?
okay, in that sense, then I'm back to what you are trying to get me not to say, but I can't think of anything else.
Married with Benefits said there is, but it's open to the couple.
There is what?
I think that was going back to what we said earlier, because I haven't been keeping up, unfortunately, with the comments. Jesus isn't going to make you. Okay.
I don't understand.
That's based on what we said earlier. If needs are not met, then it's time to have a conversation about where you go from there. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Darren said, tread carefully. I'm trying. I don't know if there's a way to do that right now, but I'm trying. And let me tell you something, right? For some people, this may seem really simple, simplistic, right? And I'm not saying this in a negative way. For you, I believe it is really simplistic.
It's not necessarily that it's simplistic for me to say Jesus meets all your needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I believe that that's what he said he would do. And I think a lot of people don't think when he says meets all of your needs
Mm-hmm.
that he means all of your needs. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that they will be met in the way that you're thinking,
Okay.
but he will help you in some way, shape, or form so that that need is met.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know.
Leonore says companionship, connection,
Connection,
intimacy.
intimacy.
And I think that's in reference to stuff that your spouse should meet.
Okay.
What are some things your spouse should meet that I asked earlier? As long as it doesn't break our covenant, you can get those needs met by way of another avenue. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Doc
You're
Parks is in the
responsible
house.
for your own happiness and sadness. Agreed.
Hmm.
If you stop
If you stop trying to turn red flags green, you would have noticed these things in the beginning.
That's what
A
I
lot of people can
said.
swim, but dive in the deep end anyway. A lot of people can't swim, dive in the deep end anyway, then start hollering for a lifeline.
That's what I was
Interesting.
saying, Doc. I was saying I feel like you would have known before you got married that this person is not going to be able to meet that specific need or this specific need.
Mm.
And again, turning red flags green. I feel like if you ignore those things, then you're responsible for whatever those consequences are.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Miss Humble 5 says, I agree with your wife on the Jesus statement. Doc, let me ask you this. Taking sex off the table. And
I don't think okay, go ahead.
no, when I say taking sex off the table, I mean because that's obvious to some people, right? If you're not meeting my needs sexually, the answer to what should I do about that is not get them met somewhere else, right? That's what I mean when I say taking sex off the table. Let's say you identify, and Doc, you may want to chime in on this. Let's say, okay, we did that. We jumped into the deep end. We didn't know how to swim. Now we're there, right? Am I supposed to now be looking to figure out a way for us to partner as husband and wife so that those needs get met, or can I meet them however they get met?
I don't think that you should necessarily if your spouse has already said, that's or if you've noticed or realized that this is something that your spouse can't meet, there's no point in you saying, well, I need you to meet these needs of mine if you know your spouse can't. I don't know, go call Doc or something.
How do you know that they can't though? I mean, you don't. You know that it's not happening, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't. Hold on for a second. Let me get these comments. Yet the start of a relationship isn't the case because someone can get a mental illness, so they got depressed, for an example. So they change, so their needs change. Okay, I see that. I can see that.
Okay.
That yeah, and that that's I get that. If you marry without knowing who you are or what to look out for, you can run into major problems down the road. Okay, so let me give a practical example. Give a practical example, and I'm going to give one that's outside of sex because we have examples from clients that are inside of the sexual context. Outside of sexual context, I have a guy who, or had a guy who is spending a significant amount of time outside of the home with other individuals, a mixed group. So never just spending time outside the home with just a lady,
okay,
or just a guy, but a mixed group of people, right? The spouse is feeling some kind of way because that is taking time away from the time that he could be in the space with her, and with the kids, right? The guy is like, well, what I get from hanging in these other spaces, I don't get from you. What happened? What should happen? What happens next?
What is he getting? What is the what I get?
So if I put it into my own words, there's a certain level of fun and a certain atmosphere of being jovial, right? That,
Okay.
that that isn't in his home environment.
Mm.
There's not a lot of laughing and playing around and joking and frivolous conversation
But was there
and small
ever?
talk and all that kind of stuff.
Was there ever? I guess I don't know. This is how I think. Was there ever all of that? Those things, fun, jovial, talking, fun, happiness, lightheartedness. Was there ever that? If the
Yeah.
answer is yes,
Hmm.
then what changed? Address that with your spouse. And
Okay.
if the answer is no,
Hmm.
then you already knew that about your spouse.
Okay.
That's what I think.
You both should be trying to figure out how to get needs met. However, some folk wait until it's too late to repair the relationship. Those needs didn't become unmet
Unmet
overnight.
overnight.
Fix issues when they arrive. Okay. Um,
I agree.
maybe he needs humor and she's dry sense of humor.
Maybe so. But did you just now find that out? You never had any conversation that you thought was humorous and your spouse did not think was humorous? Never ever until it became a problem? I kind of find that hard to believe.
So it's so it goes back now full circle to the question: should she even be responsible for meeting that need? If we don't need, if all our needs don't need to be met by our spouse, is she even responsible for meeting that need? Should she then not be upset that he's spending that time outside of the home to have that need met?
I just feel like was it happening before? That's what I need to know. Was it happening before? I'm
What tell
going
me
back.
tell me why that matters.
Because it matters, because like I said before, if it was happening before and now it's not, what changed? When did it not start happening? What happened for it
Oh,
to not be happening anymore?
okay.
And if it was never happening, then you knew this all along, and that's kind of on you.
Mm. Right.
That's what
But
I
even
think.
even if you know it, Married with Benefits says he may have grown and found out
He loves
he loves
comedy.
comedy.
Well,
That's true. He could have found that out later on. Now I don't have that context. Um, because it hasn't been that long. So at least in this particular scenario, they hadn't been married that long.
mm-hmm.
So you would think that he would have come in to the relationship with that need. Um, that's just my speculation based on the amount of time they've been married.
But
But let me ask you this. Let's say, for the sake of example, that he did not know that he needed that. And now he does know he needs it. He would prefer that that need be met by her, but because she's not meeting it, he has gone elsewhere.
yeah, I kind of feel like we're going in circles here. But I feel like my answer goes back again to I didn't know I needed this, but now I know I need it. And um what can you do? You can't meet it. You're saying you can't meet it. Can you not even be willing to try to meet it? Or maybe you have,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's understood that, you're just not going to be able to meet this need,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything else other to say other than I'm going to go to Jesus and be like, look, if he can't meet it, then you're going to have to take this need away from me or help me to figure out some other way to be satisfied in that area, because I'm not going to anyone else for that.
Stay there, right? Stay. I'm not going to anyone else. Stay there for a second. I honestly would try to meet the need
Without
without betraying
betraying
myself.
myself, I
I
expect
expect my
my
husband
husband
to
to
grow
grow and change and
and
needs
needs to
to
change.
change. We can choose to at least, yeah, I agree.
So,
Absolutely. To at least try.
so you said just now you're not going to anyone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, so so earlier I asked the question: should your spouse meet all of your needs? Should your spouse be responsible for meeting all of your needs? If you're not going anywhere else, even if the needs are not being met, that means your answer is yes, that I am responsible for meeting all of your needs.
No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean you're responsible. It's just I have to come to this acceptance that you're not going to be able to meet all if you've tried
Mm-hmm.
and it's clear, okay, this he ain't going to be able to meet all of my needs. I'm just going to have to accept that. However, I think that in accepting that, I'm sorry, I'm going back to Jesus again. In accepting that, God is going to have to do something in me to be able to be okay with it.
Okay.
If that's what it's going to take.
Can we put ourselves on Front Street for a second?
Okay.
All right. Let me get Darren's comment, and then
I don't know.
I'm asking you. You don't know. You said okay. You said okay. You can't take it back and say I don't know. If I have a need for additional laughter, why is it necessary to find it in someone else? Find alternatives that will not compromise your commitment to your spouse.
Boom. He said it better than I did.
Like what, Darren? Give me an example. Like what is an alternative? What is an alternative to? Yeah, give me some examples. I'm not saying, hold on. I'm not saying, Darren, you're wrong. I'm not challenging you at all. I'm just saying, can you give me some examples? Doc Park said, first of all, the needs need to be realistic. I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Acceptance is it.
Acceptance.
Bavado said. So can we put ourselves out there for a second?
I don't know, because I don't know what you're about to say.
Well, it's nothing crazy. Are there any needs that you have that I have not met, that you have then had to do what you said and go to Jesus to ask for?
I can't right now. I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
What about you?
No. Okay. Except for maybe the need to like box and wrestle and play rough.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't meet that need.
That's not a need. That's not a need. Like, let's be clear, that's not a need. I just pick something that you don't do with me.
I'm not.
But I don't care whether you do it or not. But and this is going to sound really facetious, but I'm really not trying to be facetious when I say this. Let's take that need, right? Let's say that was a need. Let's say it is
a need, okay,
right, that you cannot fulfill. How does your answer? How do I apply that?
What do you mean?
You said that you would go to Jesus. How do I apply that in this circumstance of wanting to play rough and fight and be aggressively physical with my wife?
Are you asking how would you?
I'm asking how would I do that?
How would you go to Jesus?
No, forget it. No, yes, that's what I meant, but don't worry about it. Don't answer it. I know how I would go to Jesus, but I think in my mind, I'm like, how I can't see how that gets fulfilled.
It's not for you to see. It's just for you to just wait and see what he does, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
This, I guess this is a little bit tougher for us to talk about because this is not an issue for us.
Yeah, I guess.
Darren said, go to a comedy show and you can go alone if your spouse doesn't enjoy comedy shows. So Darren, that's good. But Darren said join a boxing club, which actually I'm considering doing. All jokes aside, I have said that to her before. Hands. But my hands I got issues with my hands. But I have said that to her before. So Darren, no, the comedy club, how does that? So I'm using the guy's example, right? What he craved more, I think, what I feel like we got to the bottom of is that it wasn't so much about the atmosphere as much as it was about the lack of connection. So how does going to the comedy club alone
how would that
solve the problem of connection, which is really what was at the core of that, if I'm being 100% honest.
So if it's lack of connection, then he doesn't have to go to a comedy club.
Right. And that's the only reason why I was saying that, because I didn't give a whole lot of context. Right. Bavola said, yes, a woman will have needs unmet because of how she was created. A woman was made to give, knowing or learning needs will be unmet.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Okay.
I That's interesting. I got to chew
I
on that
don't.
for a second.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
not I'm not
I don't know about that.
sure. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, this ain't about right or wrong. So I hear you. I just got to think through that for a second because I that's a perspective that I haven't really flushed out. So I got to
Hmm.
flush that out. Pray and wait for the solution. Miss Humble Five said. Okay.
Yep. Oh, sweating.
Okay.
Sorry.
Uh. Oh, you know me. I was told
That's what I was laughing at
my comedy and
earlier.
sarcasm was on another level. She was on a Section 8, and I was in the gated community. I let her go.
I can't.
Ah, I know that's right. Hey, listen, so here's the truth of the matter, right? All jokes aside, Doc Park, and this is a question I didn't even put in the what's the name. I did say, what do you do next? Is and I'm really derailing the conversation at this point from a marital standpoint. And
No.
we talked about this on another Saturday night. Is that grounds for divorce? If your needs are not being met, regardless of what they are those the irre ir what is it?
Irreconcilable
Irreconcilable
differences.
differences.
I personally don't think that that's an irrec. What is an irreconcilable difference, honestly? I think that that can be worked through, but are you willing to work through it? Is the question. Is this too
Okay.
loud for the mic or something?
No, you're good now. It was just vibrating on the table. It still is, but it's okay. I feel fulfillment must start from within. I agree with that. I agree with that, Darren. I do. I I do. There's a but coming, and I don't want to say but because but negates what you said. I agree with what you're saying. Let's full stop. I'm going to say something else in just a second. Doc Park said, when you start doing the alone stuff, I think you begin to set yourself up for failure. Okay. I I can
Yeah,
see that.
I could see
I
how
can
that
see that.
could happen. Would happen.
I feel women's needs are mostly not met because men don't always study to see how to ensure she is fulfilled. I agree with that too, 100%. All right, married with benefits. I'll put it in all caps. The answer is yes. Grounds for divorce. Okay, okay.
Okay. Hmm.
I mean, so do a lot of people, obviously,
Yeah.
because they get divorced, right? Um,
Yeah.
if you want my opinion,
I do.
let me give you my opinion. And I'm not saying my opinion is right. I'm just telling you this is how I think,
Okay.
and this is based on our experience. I believe that as it relates to my needs being met, that the only place I'm going to for them to be met is you.
And if they're not being met,
Hold on. We don't let me get there yet. Let me say this. That does not mean that you are responsible for my fulfillment.
agreed.
That means for me,
Darren said, "Here we go."
yeah, yeah. And see, here we go. Yeah. So here's the thing. That what that does not mean is that you're responsible for the fulfillment that may be a result of meeting those needs
Okay.
because you're not responsible for that.
Mhm.
Because you could meet the need all day and I could still be unfulfilled. That's a problem with me, not you.
How though? If the
Oh, it
need is being met, aren't you being fulfilled?
not necessarily.
Being met.
You're doing you are performing a service, but that doesn't necessarily mean that my spirit is right, that when I receive that need being met, that I'm good, I'm okay. I feel like needs I feel like it's a two-way street. If 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 you need something from me, but you're not in the right frame of mind. You're not comfortable in your own skin, so to speak. You are not complete within yourself. Like Leonore said, people don't complete you, right?
Mhm.
Even if I'm meeting the need, there's going to be a void within you that doesn't allow for that need to do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, I agree with what Darren said. Maybe not being satisfied. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
tell me this is a need that I need for you to do this for me, and I'm like, okay, bet, I'm going to do it. And I do it.
Mm-hmm.
I fulfilled that. That's what you said you needed.
Okay.
So then, if you're saying that you're not fulfilled, then that is not a need.
Let
That
me
was not what you needed.
let me think about that for a second. I may need to rephrase it. I know what I'm trying to say. It's just it may not be coming around.
Irreconcilable differences is a term made up by the legal system and
Indeed.
gives folks an excuse to
I agree.
bounce. Yep.
I agree with that.
There is never a reason to break the covenant.
Mm.
That is the problem. People see marriage as a contract and not a covenant.
Okay, Doc Parks.
You can't say you're a Christian and go around breaking covenants. Did God ever break his covenant with us?
All right, Doc. All
We
right,
might
Doc.
as well turn the camera off because that's it right there.
All right, Doc. Doc came out with the double barrel. Okay. Bavobo agrees.
100%.
So I can't reword how
But did you finish though what you were going to say? Sorry. I kind of
I didn't, but I don't remember where I was going.
I'm sorry.
Uh, Bavobo said, "Drop the mic."
That's it.
So okay. So with that being said, then if we look at what Terry said, then per covenant, I'm responsible for meeting all of your needs. Now, hear me. That doesn't necessarily mean I can, but I'm responsible for at least attempting to
You're responsible for at least being willing
or being willing
to meet all of my needs. I don't know. It's kind of unrealistic.
see. But that's what. So that statement is what throws us back into a different conversation. Miss Humblefy said there are reasons to break a covenant. Abuse is one. Okay, hands down. We're not going to argue that.
Definitely.
We're not going to argue that.
Yeah.
Not at all. We're not going to argue that at all. That's not even up for debate. Like abuse is an out. Absolutely. I did not marry Humble Five to divorce her after 21 years. I'm not looking for an out.
Yep.
Faith-based. What's up? What's up, fam? Thanks for being here. Appreciate that.
Hello.
We're talking about needs being met tonight. And we're talking about whether your spouse is responsible for meeting all of your needs. If the answer is no to that, then what happens when those needs are not met?
Mm-hmm.
What should you be doing? Darren said, I agree with Humble Five about abuse. Indeed. So here's the reason why I'm throwing this up. I'm not even throwing this up to come to a resolution about this. I'm throwing this up because this is an area where a lot of people cannot find common ground.
Right.
Because they are upset, they are resentful, they are frustrated about some needs that are not being met. And on one end of the spectrum, they're being told, you got to suck it up and y'all got to figure it out. On the other end of the spectrum, they're like, well, your spouse ain't supposed to meet all your needs. So what am I supposed to do? Where am I going to get them met at? So that's a very, and we see it all the time.
Yeah.
We see it all the time. Hence why the polyamorous lifestyle is becoming so popular amongst African Americans. Right? So it's always been there's always been an underworld as it relates to that, and African Americans were always involved in that underworld per se, right? But as being as out front as other cultures were back then, we are now.
Yeah.
Right? And part of that reason is because I can't gain relational fulfillment with one person.
Mm-hmm.
That's the argument.
Yeah.
Can't gain relational fulfillment with one person. This is a great conversation by far. Thank you. Appreciate that. It is. And I'm telling you, we see it.
Greed.
Greed. We see it. We
Yeah.
see it all the
Mhm.
time. And I'll say this to Darren's comment. I agree with the greed statement. For some people, it is greed. For some people, it is I want my cake and eat it too.
Mm.
For some people, though, and when I say, and these other people are people that we have had the privilege to serve. For some people, it is literally a struggle. Like
Mhm.
I'm really trying to get him or her to understand that this is an important emotional need for me.
Mm.
And either they are attempting and failing miserably, and when I try to give some level of direction, they're not taking it,
Right.
or they're not even trying, or maybe the conversation hasn't happened. Maybe.
Mm.
I don't know. Miss Humble Five said, I think you have to be satisfied with your choice or
Or move
move on.
on.
Interesting.
God took care of folk all through history when they didn't meet his needs. Abraham, Sarah, Adam and Eve, the Israelites, Noah, Jonah, and the list goes on. Question, what type of abuse you talking about?
So you got the doc in the house, right? So Doc, I'm gonna let you go wherever you're going with that question in terms of abuse. This is your wheelhouse. So um I'll let you go wherever you're going with that question. So whatever you want to say in the comments about that, you can.
Put
Um,
faith-based comment up there. Faith-based workplace.
my 2 cents.
My 2 cents are that we put too much pressure on another human to fulfill all our needs and don't look at God as all we need. If you are unequally yoked, they will not fulfill the most minor needs. Yeah.
Okay. What's good, fam?
What's up, Black Love?
What's good, family? Thank you for being here. We're talking about whether your spouse can meet whether let me say it how I said it. Whether your spouse is responsible for meeting all of your needs. If the answer is no, what? Then what? What do you do? Ms. Humble Five said, Doc Parks, this is for you. Speaking on physical abuse.
Hmm.
Bavobo agrees with what Faith Base said in the comments. So does Miss Humble Five. Okay.
Darren says, I would say verbal, physically, emotional, psychological, etc. I'm curious as to Doc Parks. What type, in your professional opinion, does the type of abuse matter?
Good
I'm kind
question.
of going
That's okay.
left, but I'm
We can
curious.
go left. We can go left. We can go left. God does not want us
To be
abused.
abused, wants
And
us abused.
faith based, this is your area as well because you deal a lot with the narcissistic mindset. This is
Workplace, I'm not
for
sure
those
what
of you
that
who
is.
want insight on that and how to work through that. This couple is I was only word I can think is guru, but they are the authority on that, right? So speak to that as well, fam. Abuse, any attitude or behavior that results in harming someone, battering
Any attitude or behavior that is designed to control
to control
someone.
someone. Okay. No, we watch too many movies. We need to be whole when we get married.
Mm,
So so
I
let me ask you this, Black Love. Uh
I don't know if I agree with that. I used to.
that we need to be whole when we get married?
Yes. Do you remember what who said this to us? That sometimes our relationships can heal us or can be what we need to be healed.
That was
Who said that to us?
Doc
I
can't think of
can't
her name.
remember who said that to
It
us
was
on one of our podcasts.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Dr. D Knight.
D Knight. That Dr. Knight said that.
Yeah.
Dr. Knight
And
said
when
that.
she
Okay.
said that, I was like, whoa.
So Miss Humble 5 said black love is speaking facts. So I'm not gonna say I'm on the fence about that. I understand what you're saying. Black love.
I do
I understand
understand it.
I
Yeah,
understand
for
what you're saying.
sure.
So but black love with that, well, hold on. Says something else. Whole
Whole
does
does
not
not
mean
mean we do not have issues, but we come into the marriage thinking that you complete me and only God can complete you. Yes. Okay. I agree with that. Yeah.
okay. If I were to list all the types of abuse, no one on this podcast would be married. I agree with that, Doc. 1000%. Because
Okay.
there are a lot of things that happen very frequently in the marital relationship that that could be categorized as abuse, but we don't categorize them as abuse.
Mm.
I agree with that. 100%. 100%. I feel that being whole is a process and will continue after we depart this earth. Ongoing process.
Mm.
Okay. Uh,
What did you say, babe?
I think what I just said about stuff we don't categorize
Abuse.
as abuse. Two people come together and work together in God. Okay. So
Grow
the
together.
consensus, what I'm getting, basically what I'm getting from the majority of the comments is that we are not, and I see your comment, Married with Benefits, I'm getting in a second. So what I'm getting is that if there are gaps in our needs being met, that one, we should not be looking to have them met outside of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if they can't be met inside of the relationship, that we should be looking to God to help us figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting some consensus from most of the group.
Yeah.
Here's an example. If your spouse can't cook,
Yet you need to eat and you go out to eat or go to your mom's. She gets mad. You got to get your needs met.
that's a good example.
It's a good example, but if
It's a
your spouse
it's a
can't
real
cook,
world example. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. There's recipes. All you gotta do is follow a recipe. Are you not willing to?
Yeah, but you're saying that as someone who can cook. It ain't that simple.
No, it is a
It's not
recipe
that
if you
simple, man.
follow the recipe.
There are some people who cannot follow a recipe.
You can't read?
It's not about reading, it's about execution.
I don't agree with that.
That's because you can't you can't conceptualize not doing it because you know how to do it.
No, I don't agree.
Let me tell you something. I
It's
promise
a
you,
recipe.
I
All you gotta do is follow the recipe.
I promise you that if you give somebody your pound cake recipe, it will not come out the same. I mean, not somebody, because if they can cook, they will. There are some people who can't do it.
I don't know. Okay.
That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's
Okay.
that's digress. But I'm gonna go back to Mary with Mary Bennett's comment. So see, people, y'all ain't gonna understand that because y'all can cook. So that's you know what I'm saying.
I'm
Like,
laughing at this comment. Just
just
tell
tell
your mom to send me a plate.
Black Love United said follow YouTube.
YouTube.
Let me tell you something. It's gonna get proven. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna get proven this week that some people can't follow recipes.
Thanksgiving.
It's gonna get proven. I'm telling you. Some people gonna show up and they're gonna be like, who
made
made
this?"
this? With the screw face, because they couldn't do it.
Oh, I just
They couldn't
find
do
that.
it.
Oh,
Black Love United said follow YouTube. If your wife can't cook, that would be a time that you come together
and not
and
run
not
to
run to
mom's
mom's
house.
house. So, Darren, what are you coming together to do exactly? Is my question. I hear you. I think the consensus is that we got to figure it out. So how do we figure it out is the question. I learned so
You can if you want to. That's what I'm saying.
okay. I can't argue with that.
Bavovo said, "Nah, Denise. I have met folks that can't follow a
That's what
recipe.
I'm trying to tell you.
I cannot
I'm
believe it. You
listen.
just have to read and do what it says step by step."
Did you see the thing that you saw the video we watched last night? The joke video from Major Hype.
Yeah,
Some people cannot do it.
I don't know.
They can't do it. And this week, people are going to find out that it can't be done when they show up on Thursday for dinner.
Shannon and I were not who we are now when we first met years ago. We meet one another's needs, but we go to God for everything else. Stepping outside of marriage is a huge no.
And so faith based,
Yes.
I agree with you. Um, I agree with you. I'll leave that alone. I'll leave it alone. I agree with you. I can see what Terry's saying. Is he talking about a spouse with a mental health issue? I'm assuming. Collard greens have me stressing every year.
I don't even attempt. I don't even attempt it. That's not my thing. I already know that.
Darren said to learn together, and I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Darren said to learn together, cook the meal together until
Till
it
it
gets
comes out
to
to your
your satisfaction.
satisfaction.
So it's gonna be some nights where you go hungry. It's gonna be some nights where you get it right. It just is what it is. I'm I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. There are a lot of people that cannot follow. See, I'm
I
trying to
don't
tell you.
understand how you cannot. I'm not,
Denise can't understand that because Denise can follow a recipe in a phenomenal way.
no, it's you just have to read and do what it says.
Okay. Okay.
I think for me the problem is I'm a rule follower
Mm-hmm.
at my job, anywhere. If you give me a set of rules
Mm-hmm.
and you tell me these rules, this is how you do something, I'm a rule follower. And so maybe that's why I cannot conceive how
they do it.
someone would not be able to follow a recipe. So I'm gonna be like, it says right here, half a cup of whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, somebody gonna mess it up.
I don't know.
Some of you are in abusive relationships currently, but aren't going anywhere. Here are a few.
Wow.
Emotional, physical, financial, male privilege.
Male privilege. What is that?
Isolation.
Oh, I get it.
Male
Never
privilege.
mind. Yeah, I get it.
Minimizing,
minimizing,
denying and blaming, using the children,
coercion and threats.
Yeah.
How many of us are in these types of relationships now? Why you ain't left? Yeah.
They're good to me, Humble Five. That's what's up. That's what's up. Mrs. Humble Five said, I agree with Darren. So cook, figure it out. Get in the kitchen and do it together. If you can't cook and you need him or her to cook, then that's what it's going to be. If your spouse is unwilling to meet your basic needs, this is another issue.
Wow.
Most people are willing to work on the relationship. Communication is key. Basic needs. Give us an example of that. I know what you're talking about, but just for the sake of putting it on the screen, give us an example of what basic needs are. Terry, you on it? Pavobo said. Terry said they asked me. Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, Doc Parks, is we're very quick. And when I say we, I'm just generalizing. We're very quick to go to the big ticket items.
Mm-hmm.
As it relates to abuse or anything, even in this topic of meeting needs, often we go to the big ticket items. She ain't giving me enough sex, or the sex ain't that good, or whatever it is, right? But it could be basic needs.
Wow.
Right? It could be all kinds of things, right? And as it relates to abuse as well, it could be all kinds of things, right? Terry talking about a lot of the stuff I talk about in narcissistic abuse. Yes. Matter of fact, I think the two of y'all need to connect and just have a conversation. Just if nothing else, just to know somebody new. Doc Parks is phenomenal at what he does. And so is Faith-Based Workplace in terms of what they do in the narcissistic abuse space as well. Uh, so if nothing else, y'all would just have great conversation. Bavobo said, all are examples of mental health issues.
Hmm.
All right. Well, as we do every week, I like to throw stuff up in the air and just let people swing at it. This is something that, you know, um, is something that I feel like definitely needs to, if you're not married and you're about to get married, this is definitely a conversation that would serve a couple well to have prior to walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
But let's say you haven't had that conversation and you are already on your marital journey, it would behoove you to have that conversation
Yeah.
as well, because
Yeah.
what we see is the result of that conversation not taking
Not
place,
happening. Yep.
and somebody feeling some kind of way because their needs ain't getting met,
Mm-hmm.
and the other person's feeling some kind of way because that other person is getting their needs met elsewhere.
Mm.
So it does happen.
Basic need. Oh, go ahead.
Black
Sorry.
Love United said, enjoy. Thank you for being here as well. Appreciate you.
Basic needs include sex, cooking, cleaning, date nights, and traveling, because these are some basic needs people seek. Wow.
Mm.
I'm wow.
A closed mouth don't get fed. Why are you saying wow to the basic needs? What are you thinking?
That excuse me. I'm wowing the fact that some basic needs like cleaning is a basic how why that's not being met? I mean, like, who am I to judge? Who are me to judge?
So hold on. I don't know if you remember. We had that issue.
Cleaning?
No, not we, not me and you. I'm talking about we had in a session, we had that issue
I
where
don't
the
remember.
house was not being cleaned. And it was a problem.
Mm.
They're like, can you nothing like they just not picking up around, after themselves, not clean the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. That was a client we had.
I don't remember that one.
So I now here's the thing: you can't necessarily get that need elsewhere, because I'll have a cleaning service come in,
Mm-hmm.
but I ain't gonna have no other woman come in and clean,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think there's some things that when you have the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
again, going back to my opinion on this, um, there are some, when you have the conversation, what the conversation allows you to do, and let me get some of these comments. What I wish Cedric would get them elsewhere. No, we love Cedric. We need him to stick around. We need him to, you know what I'm saying? We need him to live some more years. So he ain't gonna go get him nowhere else.
Please rest in peace.
we need my guy around. I know that's right. Terry said basic needs. Check
Check
out
out Maslow's
Maslow's hierarchy of
hierarchy.
needs.
I
Uh,
will.
Vobo said, "Yep, um,
Who are me to judge?
yeah." So here's the thing, right? What the conversation can do is not necessarily. Fabian said, "This is what I'm talking about." What the conversation can do, this sounded more like the love line. Yeah, that could
Yeah.
come into play as well.
Yeah.
The beauty of the conversation is not so much that you and I having the conversation will somehow get you to meet the need,
Mm-hmm.
but what we can do is negotiate on how the need gets met.
Mm.
Now, this ain't about giving advice, but I'm just going to throw that out there, right?
Yeah.
So, to using the cleaning thing, for example, right? Let's just say you are just not someone who cleans. One, I should have known that ahead of
You
time.
should have known
Like,
that.
let's be clear about that. But
Yeah.
throw that out the window because we married already.
Right.
You don't clean, or when you do clean, it don't look like you cleaned, right? Now we got to have a conversation about how do we do that? How do we got to negotiate? How do we do that? Listen, babe, if that ain't your strong suit, cool. I wish I knew that, or whatever the case may be. How the conversation goes, what we gonna do next?
Right.
Right now, that can be, hey, come watch me do it. Come watch me clean the bathroom. Come clean it with me, like they talked about cooking the meal together.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're gonna hire somebody.
Yeah.
We're gonna hire somebody. So it ain't no need of me being upset with you and resentful that you ain't clean the bathroom right, or you clean the sink and you didn't clean the tub, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna negotiate and figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think you could potentially do that in many areas. That's just me. Sound like the love languages. Negotiate. Yep. Negotiate. Everything is not a mental health issue, Doc Park said. I think
It's
that was in
not.
response to Bavo's comment. That's good. Negotiating how the need gets met. Yeah. You know, it, and so, and I'm gonna tell you where that comes from in a second, for me at least, right? I wish I knew that. I hear you. Why is it necessary for an opposite sex being the person who met the all of a sudden need? No, sir, no, ma'am. Why is it necessary for an opposite sex being? Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't.
If
What do you mean?
bringing somebody in, I think is what Darren's talking about. Somebody outside.
Okay.
That's what I think. That's what I think he's referring to.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hire somebody. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Agreed. Faith-based agreed, Miss Humble Five. People have
Have to
to
be
be willing to
willing to
compromise.
compromise and cooperate and
Yep.
stop being
Yep.
willful. Yeah.
Because here's my thing, right? Darren said right. Here's my thing. What I don't, and this is me personally. This is not a, if it helps you, fine. But me personally, my wife knows that one thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna be going back and forth. I'm not gonna be doing a whole lot of arguing, and I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of energy resenting somebody.
Mm.
I did that in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a waste of my life to do that.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be like, listen, babe, this cleaning thing ain't working out. Would you like? And then we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
At that point,
Yeah.
because I'm not just gonna be, coming in the bathroom cussing under my breath and da 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 and not saying nothing to her. I'm be like, listen,
Right.
babe, this ain't right. How can we
Mm-hmm.
make it right?
Yep. I agree.
How can we make it right?
Yeah.
I don't have time for the other stuff. Like, it's too much. I was playing with the wording. Got you. But Bobo said, yeah, that part. Yeah, so that's our conversation we wanted to throw on the table tonight. Hopefully what this does is allow you all to have great conversations as well, because here's the thing, these conversations, and we say this all the time, they don't have to become arguments. They don't have to be a you against me kind of thing. Conversation is a catalyst for growth. It's a catalyst for learning. It's a catalyst for bonding, right? So you can have these conversations and you can grow from these conversations.
Yes.
You can grow from them.
Why is it necessary for the opposite sex to meet our needs if our spouse is lacking in that area?
I agree. It's not necessary for the opposite sex to do it. It's not.
Mm.
Now, and again, it's not about me or our advice, but going back to what I was saying. Hey, thanks, fam. Appreciate that. Great topic. Going back to what I was saying is that if you ask me my personal opinion as it relates to me and you, I'm not projecting this on anybody else's marriage. As it relates to me and you, I feel like I am responsible for meeting all of your needs. Now, in that responsibility may not necessarily mean that I am the one who does it.
Okay.
What it may mean is that we have to negotiate about how it gets done, but that responsibility falls on me.
I got it. Yep.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Just if you want to know my opinion, if for
I
whatever it's worth,
yeah,
that's my opinion. Miss Humbled 5 says, enjoyed the topic. I gained a lot of knowledge. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you and your input. Thank you for that. So listen, we're gonna get out of here, family. Thank you for being here. As always, these are great conversations. Doc Park said all arguments are stupid.
We ain't arguing. We ain't doing that.
We ain't doing that.
We can have disagreements, but I ain't gonna be uncomfortable.
Bro,
we're gonna work through it.
Fam, I can't live like that.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I just cannot.
We ain't arguing. All arguments are stupid.
Yeah, I just cannot, man. It takes a lot of energy to go down that road. And I just can't go down that road.
Yeah.
I think I've raised my voice at this, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think I've raised my voice at her once.
Once was all it took.
And here's the thing. I wasn't even upset with her. I was upset about something else. And I kind of lashed out. I didn't even mean to. She asked me a question and it just came out on 10.
Once was all it took.
It just came out on 10. So I don't even go there. And that's been, I've known her we've been married 23 years. I've known her for 29.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sitting right beside me. She can attest to that. I'm not that guy. I ain't gonna be going back and forth with you. I don't got that kind of energy.
If I say okay, that's it. This conversation is done.
I ain't doing
you can continue talking if you want to, but I said okay, so I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not doing it, bro.
Neither one of us are the argumentative type. Yeah. Don't have the time for it.
Now that doesn't mean we don't disagree.
We disagree. We don't argue.
Right. That don't mean we don't disagree. We definitely disagree. There's a lot of stuff she ain't feeling me on. Like I agree with her 100%. A lot of stuff she ain't feeling me on though. But yeah, we're not going back and forth. See how I threw you under the bus like that? Did you roll? Boom, boom.
You're stupid.
We are fast learners.
Oh,
yeah,
Terry.
Hey, that's what's up, Terry.
He's always
Doc
been
Parks.
A quiet type of fellow.
Yeah. Now, here's the flip side, though, Parks. Here's the flip side, and she will tell you this: I have a short fuse. So go figure. Go figure. I have a short fuse, but she's never caught any of that. She's never caught any of that.
I better not.
Like I can get hot quick and sour quick, but even in that, if you notice, even in the times when I have gotten hot in other situations, I'm still not going back and forth with you.
No, yeah, I know.
I'm still not doing that.
I know.
Like I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
That's a waste of energy.
Yeah. He takes it out on the keyboard.
Which is probably why my hands are in the shape they are right now, bro.
Because he used to bang so hard.
You know what, Doc? You're laughing about that, but you know what?
It's probably true.
There are many nights that I was up 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in Birmingham playing the piano.
Yeah.
Because I was stressed out about something.
Yeah.
That happened quite often. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm thinking back.
And now your carpal tunnel is on.
Now my hands are killing me. Killing me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tagged you in a video on TikTok about my early cooking days. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. Darren, you play the keys?
Oh,
that's what's up. I played for years, bro, until pre-pandemic, till before the pandemic. I started.
It's been a while.
Has it been more than that? 2017, 18? It's like 2018 when I stopped 18? Playing for Bryson. Okay. Yeah. I started having issues with my hands, and it was to the point where, like, you could take. I think you can only take up to 6 Motrin in 24 hours. I was taking all 6 to get through one service.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, we got to do something about that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do surgery. But since then.
Oh, for 3 churches, Darren?
I saw that. Yeah. Since 2018, though, they have significantly gotten worse. So much so to the point where we were just having a conversation the other day. I got to go get something done.
Yeah.
So I got to figure that out.
Yeah.
I got to figure that out. No, I'm being serious. I take your insurance, I'm sure. Mm.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Oof.
Darren said, yes, sir. 3 churches. Man, I hear you, bro.
That's what's up.
Shout out to the musicians, man. That's dope. That's dope. I give vocal direction as well. Oh, okay.
That's wonderful.
All right. So listen, y'all in the comments, you know how if you're trying to get down, you're trying to be the next Janet Jackson. You gotta not Janet Jackson. Not Janet Jackson.
Not Janet Jackson.
Nah.
She can sing.
No, she can't sing.
Okay.
Whoever can sing, pick the person who you think can sing. You got to go to Darren to be that person. Basically, is what I'm saying. All right, fam, we're gonna get out of here. Have a great rest of your Saturday night. Darren's laughing. Doc Park said, let's talk about
narcissism. That's a good one.
That's a good one, bro. Okay. Now, since you said next time, we won't be here next Saturday.
Yeah, we're going. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I just realized what it is. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Now, we're not celebrating Thanksgiving per se,
Yeah.
as far as, Thanksgiving, but be grateful. Spend time with your family in that regard. That's what I mean by
Yeah.
have a great Thanksgiving.
And just listen, man, it's a great reminder to be grateful, if nothing else.
That's what I'm
Right?
saying. Be grateful.
Gratitude should be
Gratitude.
part of your aura. It should be part of the fabric of your life, just in
Mhm.
general, every day. Right.
Yeah.
But it's a good reminder
Take some
to be
time.
grateful. So we're gonna take some time as well. So we won't be here next Saturday night.
Yeah, we'll
We
be
won't
out
do
of
the show
town.
next Saturday night, but in 2 weeks, Terry,
That is a good topic.
that's a good topic.
Narcissism.
That's a
Man,
good topic.
that
Face
is
blue smiling. Nice. That's a
not,
good thing, I hope.
I don't know what that
Face is
means.
blue from smiling. Is that what that meant? If it is, that's fantastic. We love when folks smile. It's a beautiful thing.
If that's what you mean.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Yes, be grateful. Gratitude weekend. I like that. That's a good way to say it. Gratitude
Mhm.
weekend. You don't celebrate Thanksgiving, Black Love United said?
We celebrate Thanksgiving, but I'm talking about as far as, the what is it? The Pilgrims. I'm British,
Oh, you
so
talking about just in terms of the historical
the
context.
historical context of
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yes.
You're not really rocking with that. Okay.
No.
Hey, listen, you know what? Doc Parks and Faith-Based Workplace.
Do I know this
I
person or
may
this couple?
I may reach out. Yeah. They were they were our were they the host? Remember we did something for Dr. Constance, and
We were in groups.
they introduced us. What was the name of that thing? I don't remember what the name of that thing was that they whatever Constance did, but you know who they are. When I show you the picture, you'll know who they are. But what I was gonna say is Doc Parks and Faith-Based Workplace. I may reach out to you guys if you're willing to come on in 2 weeks for that conversation, because we need some folk who are experts in that in that space. So I'll reach out to you guys. Yes, that's what I meant.
That's what
I love it.
meant. Oh,
appreciate that. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. The history.
Yes, the history. Yes, Darren.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. The history.
Darren said, "I get it." Black Love said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Um,
Not here. They don't celebrate it. She's married to a Native American. Yep. And that's what I'm talking about.
I understand
the
why
whole
you don't
Native
celebrate
American history thing. That's what I'm talking about.
I understand why you don't celebrate it. They're in
in the book. Okay.
Yeah.
The Money Talks book.
Money Talks. Man, I could not think of that. I could not get that out of my mouth. Denise, when are you putting that bird on?
Not my job.
It's not our job this year, bro.
I'm not meeting that need.
It's not our job this year, man. We showing up somewhere.
Yeah.
Like we just showing up and
yeah,
with our hands out.
Yeah.
That's not true. That's not good. I didn't. You can't take back what you said, so I can't say I take that back.
He's showing up with his hands out.
But I am showing up with my hands out.
Clearly.
I am. Like and it's not a bad. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but yeah, we're not responsible for that.
Are you cooking, Terry? Terry, do you cook? Do you cook?
Park said I would love to in terms of 2 weeks. Okay.
Awesome.
I'll reach out. We don't celebrate any holidays. Okay. Money Talks. Yeah, that was the name of the book.
Money Talks. Yes, that's what I said. Yep. Money Talks.
Yep. Darren's got his hand up. Is that me too, or you got a question?
Or high five.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's what's up. No, but if you got a question, that's too. Or email me if you want. That's fine too. If you really did have a question.
We purchased our food tonight.
Okay. And so did a lot of people. Actually, I was in the store earlier this evening.
I am not mad at that.
It's a lot of people who did the same thing. All right, fam. Listen, man, we love y'all.
Oh, you're talking about purchased it to cook. Some people purchase meals, like they have someone cook for you. And then all you got to do is either deliver it or I assumed that's what he was saying, but maybe not. Maybe he meant purchased it to cook. I can cook, clean, wash, iron, see, and do hair. Of course, I'm cooking.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Very good. Very good.
That's that Detroit homegrown. That's that come out of Detroit, know how to do everything. Hair, cook, fried chicken, sew clothes. Like, know how to do everything. That's what's up. No, regarding the hands out. Yes, yes. Listen, I did not mean that in a bad way at all. So my wife's mom is an extraordinary cook.
She is. She is.
And I am not exaggerating.
She is.
Like I can cook. Trust me, I ain't touching not one pot because I can't even hold a candle to what she's doing. So
she's not doing it all.
Yeah, she's not doing it all, but
my sisters are there too.
She is a problem in the kitchen. So I'm just showing up. So I'm just showing up. All right, fam, we're going to get out of here. Listen, we love y'all. Thank you for being the best part of these conversations. Again, conversation is a catalyst for growth, a catalyst for learning, a catalyst for bonding. So have conversations.
Not disagreements, not arguments, not disagreements. Don't let it turn into that. Have conversations. Learn your spouse, have your spouse learn you, and be willing to meet what you can, your spouse's needs, whatever your capacity is. Yeah. And talk about the rest and figure the rest out.
Have great conversations. Hey, Doc, man, that's about a 15-hour drive for you, bro.
What's the extraordinary address?
That's gonna be about a 15-hour drive. I don't know if you want to get on the road for that. That's a long drive. But listen, you can cook though, so you're gonna be good. Mm-hmm. We're gonna be real good, fam.
Okay.
Let's be clear. We're gonna be real good.
He's thinking about the food. I'm thinking about family time.
And listen, family. I'm not dismissing that at all. A whole bunch of jokes is on tap. So it's not just about all the food, So it's gonna be a good time. You guys have a phenomenal time as well. Have a great rest of your Saturday night. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Whatever you do for this week, even if you do nothing, just enjoy
the time off.
That you are enjoying the time.
Enjoy your family, the loved ones,
with the persons that you care about the most. Mm-hmm. We out of here. Blessings on you. We'll see you in
a couple weeks.
2 weeks.
God bless.
Later.